I'm going to tell you a story, but the first thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way I think it does. You can call me Oracle because I'm the one that's talking to you. Welcome to the cult. And welcome again to Booty Tickled in the True. Today we're having Booty Tickled in the Saksyabhara. So, idiot ghost. Where are you from? Of course I know where you're from. I'm giving you the opportunity to tell them who you're from. If you wanted me to not call you idiot ghost, you should have knocked that stuff off in my intro. Oh, you who's so proud of still doing that idiotic stuff in my intro. See? You just did it again. Oh, so I guess the ghost wants me to just tell you all where it's from. It from Persia originally, although it's a failure as a Persian. So maybe that's why it was too much of a coward to actually say for itself that it's from Persia. Or maybe it's still like thinking it's being clever, trying to pretend to be the real me. That probably sounds about its speed. So check it. In case you couldn't tell, part of this idiot's deal is slandering Jeff. That's part of why it says that idiotic stuff during the intro. And that's why it says the specific idiotic stuff it says during the intro. It's trying to slander me as that. And it thinks somehow it's saying that stuff out of my mouth is burden of proof that I actually am that thing. Like an idiot, it thinks that. So, that's part of why I was all like booty tickling and bullshit and booty tickling and bada bada, because like it was convinced that it saying those words in the beginning counts as Saksyabhara of them being actually me as opposed to an idiot ghost. So, since it's so stupid about Saksyabhara, I decided to get even. I'd been getting mad for a while because I couldn't figure out how exactly to get even with this thing. But this is pretty good. I think you'll like it. So this old Persian idiotic ghost apparently used to be an alchemist. And it loves looking down at me because it loves just pretending that everything I know about magic came from it, as opposed to like me actually picking up a book and learning. It's too stupid to accept the fact that I learned by picking up books and reading, and it just assumes that everything I know about, for example, alchemy, had to have come from the idiotic like ghost Persian necromancer. Expert, like dead. I actually think it was a necromancer too. But anyway, the point is, like, so this idiot, so loving looking down on me, loves calling me a peasant. And he loves calling me a peasant and saying that in the modern age, only ignorant peasants believe in magic. So as a magician, it said that only ignorant peasants believe in magic because magic isn't real. Now, it wanted to apply this specifically to the modern age, but that's a BS failure of an argument by itself. And besides, I also think that's blatantly untrue in that not just like the magic not being a real thing, but also I think it's idiotic that it put forward the notion that only peasants, as in people who like work for a living as opposed to like billionaires, believe in magic. Because like saying that people who are like wealthy don't believe in the law of attraction or like or have access to like ancient grimoires that makes them more likely to believe in magic is just straight up idiotic by itself. So this moron kept saying that I was an ignorant peasant for believing in magic, and saying that because I'm an ignorant peasant for believing in magic, that it deserved to have my magic more than I did. Because it thought that was a guaranteed win situation. Because it's highly educated. And in idiotic fairness, because this is part of where this breaks down for this idiotic ghost. It was highly educated. It was an alchemist. It like had to be educated. So I basically said, all right, you say you have provided burden of proof already that only ignorant peasants believe in magic because it's not real. Fine. You have provided burden of proof then that magic's not real, at least for yourself. And then you have also provided burden of proof that since you are not an ignorant peasant, as you have often said, that you have provided burden of proof that you don't believe in magic. It didn't like that at all, and it has been going steadily downhill from there. So, like, this ex-Persian alchemist did the Dabada, apparently. Now, this idiot also said previously that it had established burden of proof that gods weren't real. That is the dumbest thing for something that did a Dabada to say. Because Saksyabhara, God's not real, Saksyabhara, Dabada, or M-word of the gods can't exist. Because you can't have an M-word of the gods if there's no gods for the M-word to be done on. So already, this idiot that thinks it established burden of proof that I'm a CM by saying those words in the beginning of the fucking videos for the past 6 months, it's already double Hasada Yavatade or chuckle screwed in its Saksyabhara Casa or in its burden of proof place. And it only gets better from there. So, no gods, no Dabada, pretty simple, right? But also, no heaven, no angels of death, no devils, no demons, nothing that ever came from a fallen angel. Since it said no gods of all faiths, and didn't just like, it's questionable whether it would have been smarter of it to limit itself in saying stuff doesn't exist for a couple different reasons, because like saying stuff doesn't exist assuming that you'd be able to get away with it forever by itself not smart, but I digress. So all gods don't exist also means Hindu gods don't exist, which means all things from that mythology, goodbye. No Rakshasa, Spara, Vipasara, no magic, no fae folk. Bye-bye. Saksyabhara yourself out of acknowledging they exist anymore. Gets even better, though. Now, this idiot, like, back last year, well before I started making videos, straight up denied that the foundation is real. And in fact, it said it had Saksyabhara, or burden of proof that the foundation isn't real. So basically, to cut a pretty long story already down a little bit, Brahma's line, or the thing that effectively reality sits in metaphysically to justify it, like at the highest level reality, don't exist to this thing because it provided Saksyabhara doesn't exist. As it provides Saksyabhara that heaven and heaven's gates don't exist because you can't have a heaven's gate if you don't have a heaven. Oh yeah, it also said it deserved a special Devata Svarga, which is another reason I specifically went out of my way to make sure that I made sure that it covered that it already said there's burden of proof that there's no heaven. Like an idiot. So, by the way, the words Devata Svarga should never, ever, ever have been said together and only got said because that idiot wanted one. You know, having. Oh, I see the dumb Persian spoke up. So, according to the dumb Persian ex-alchemist, a Devatabara Svarga, or an M-word of the gods, heaven, is the only one worth having, apparently. Yes, this is another reason why I really, really hate this ghost. Speaking of which, no magic means no necromancy. No necromancy means no ghosts. Eventually, this gets to the point where there's. Oh yeah, before we get to that point, we'll get to the next couple points soon. So, no gods, but at least for the sake of argument, right now, still humans, right? You might see where I'm going with this eventually, but we'll get there soon. So, no gods, humans have faith, but it's useless because no gods to feed it to, no magic to use it with. It just sits there and literally can't do anything. It's like empty calories at this point for this thing, because it is literally said by its own idiotic logic, no gods, but still humans. They have faith, but it's impotent. Can't do anything because religions, according to that idiot, because there's no gods, all just a big scam. So all that faith literally means nothing. At least. Now, that's what's hilarious about this idiotic ghost is desperate to get Bhakti together for that BS fake Svarga. It's desperate for the stuff. So the notion that it was stupid enough to let me point out the flaws in its logic, that I could render it so it itself said that it proved that faith is impotent, that's so hilarious. So eventually, this gets to no humans. Eventually, it gets to no animals. And then I just got to a point where I just felt like a little bit saucy. And I was like, you know what? Matter, question that you exist. And that's where I'm going to leave this. This is Oracle. I'm going to sing myself out with one booty tickled ex-Persian. Necromancer. Or was. Yeah, that's actually party. By the way, on a side note, this ghost, being a dead necromancer, actually probably a significant part of my issue for this entire time. Because ghosts, first of all, aren't ever as stupid and rude as the idiot that's been trying to spike my channel. They're just not. Especially not necromancer ghosts. But this idiot, being the ghost of a necromancer that refuses to stop pretending that I'm rude for just not rolling over and doing what it wants. And taking specific issue with the Death Sun story as a necromancer ghost. Because as a necromancer ghost, it felt it had something to prove. With me in particular. Because maybe I guess I'm going to... I might be good at necromancy, I guess. That might be why it's so overly invested as a ghost that knew necromancy. To try to say that, like, it knows it better than me. Because, like, it would. It just would. Dead Persian, are you saying that you wouldn't know necromancy better than Jeff? Because that's stupid. Oh, no. I get it. The dead Persian ghost of a necromancer wanted to pretend Jeff wasn't saying that the dead, that like the like at least 1,000 years old dead ghost. It wanted to pretend I was acting like it didn't know more about necromancy than me when I was trying to give it propers. Typical little dims. Wow. Alright, this is Oracle. I'm gonna sing myself out before this dumb Persian ghost manages to embarrass itself on Bodhi Tickled in the True. Dream safely out there, thanks for watching me. And I guess for now, thanks for watching both we. Talk to you later, this is Oracle me. To all of you out there out in the weeds.